Hey, it's Kalen again. And if you're like me, you think in terms of return on investment, money out, money in. And so what I want to do is step you through the numbers. I pulled together this handy dandy spreadsheet to take a look at that from your perspective, really looking at example target returns to the realtor for a buyer campaign. The returns are clearly driven by the typical contract amount. I'm, for this example, going to assume $200,000. Yours may be more or less. I can make an adjustment. We can take a look at those differences in a bit. And a typical commission percentage, again, I'll use 2.5%. Yours, again, maybe more or less, but it'll just get the conversation going. So that will obviously drive the return and the ROI. In terms of the investment, the monthly investment into your business growth is $900 all in. And when I say all in, I mean everything. That includes the setup, that includes the ad spend, all the automation tools you learned about, the contact and management system, the communication system, the pipeline management, the app access, the filtering for lead quality, integration into your calendar if you want to do that, and even your email marketing system. Colleagues of mine might price it differently. They'll say $500 for the setup, $500 per month for ad spend, $500 for my time. And what I do is I like to make it simple, clean, and easy, just 900 bucks a month, covering everything. What I'll also mention is that I had talked about the possibility of sharing these leads. They would still go against one Facebook page. But if you have a partner, what we can do is share it with one other person, so a total of two for $525 per person. Or if you have two other people you want to share, so share among three people. So then it would be $400 per person. So your call on how you want to proceed with that. As far as the duration, I don't work based on contracts, but I'd like to have, let's say, a window of visibility that's quite reasonable, which is, let's give this 6 months. My philosophy is we should work together for as long as you see yourself as being on the path to money. That said, we have to have a reasonable perspective. Like real estate, this is not a flip a switch sort of a business. What we're doing here is we're building an engine that is going to be filling your funnel over time, and you will want to be in the position of benefiting from in month 6, the previous 5 months worth of leads that have come in now that they are becoming ready. So if you're thinking a month or two to give this a shot, I'd recommend it's probably not a good fit. But if we look at this scenario at 6 months, this is how the numbers play out. Obviously 900 a month times 6 months, a total investment of 5,400. That's when I get to work. I begin delivering exclusive leads to you. And what happens there in terms of volume is I can see myself over that 6 months delivering 270 leads, or about 45 a month. That's my target to hit or exceed. And then they're going to go into the system which you saw before, and we're going to actually filter first of all for credit. And let's say we'll knock this number down to 70% of that, and let's say 30 or so of those pass per month. And then we're going to put them into an automated follow-up campaign on your behalf, so they will hear from you. And let's say that only 70% of those reply, which frankly is a conservative number. We're seeing numbers far higher than that, which means you're now going to hear back from about 20-ish people per month. That's my job, to deliver those numbers. I'm happy to be measured by those. We'll checkpoint monthly to make sure we're hitting those numbers. But obviously, that's where your work begins in your conversations with them. So out of those 20 or so, let's say that only 30% of those are real prospects. We can expect there to be a bunch of people that are working at McDonald's and want to buy a mansion. So we need to build those into the numbers. So that'll take it down to, let's say, 6 or 7 per month, in that range. And let's say that of those, we knock it down to another 60%, let's say 40% of those who actually have offers that are accepted. Now, more are going to be making offers, obviously, but in terms of offers that are accepted, let's just say 40%. And then let's knock it down by another 50% in terms of clients of those that actually have a purchase that completes. So that brings it down to only 1 or so per month. I want to be realistically conservative here, and just take a look at a framework from which you can make a viable business decision in our working together or not. So with that, with an average commission of $5,000 based upon these numbers, we're looking at total commissions in that range, let's say 40,000. So with 5,400 going in, thousand coming out, we're looking at a multiplier of say 7.5 on your investment. That's super powerful, obviously. Before we get too excited, I want to talk about a couple concepts. First of all, this is not an immediate sort of thing. I would not expect that you'll be seeing that in the first month, right? I would see numbers, let's say a third to half of these over the first 6 months. The second 6 months, we'll see maybe 2/3 of those. The first 6 months we'll be able to hit these numbers and these multipliers on a more regular basis. So it's a ramp up. Second concept is percentages. We need to take a look at these numbers here. This would be the percent of leads, which is the people that hit the ad. This is the percent that actually get filtered through based on credit. And this is the percent of people that actually reply to the automated system. So this is where it's going to hit your world. So why don't we take a look at these numbers? Well, as far as percent of leads, we're looking at only 3% of the people under this scenario actually doing business with you, and you're 7xing your investment. But even in terms of contacts, we're looking at 6% of those people doing business with you and 7xing your investment. The flip side of that is that you need to be ready for 94% of those people to not go anywhere and not do business with you. And if that's not okay with you, that's fine, but that's the nature of the business. But again, with only a small percentage actually paying off for you, then you're able to get some good returns. And then, of course, if your numbers are different, let's say you're at 400,000 per month, obviously the multipliers get really clearly better. So that's a quick overview for you. I hope that's helpful. Again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to get me on the phone or on a Zoom, and we can talk further about your particular situation. Until then, I wish you all the best.